the Tesla Model Y Performance. New adaptive suspension for better handling. 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Boom! But is it just the normal Model Y with some fake engine sounds added? To find out, I spoke to the head of the engineering team as well as the design team, Mr. Franz and Mr. Lars. Unfortunately, I'm not able to film them, so I will say what they said to me to you. They also told me something so insane about the new Model Y Performance that's so special. None of the other Teslas have it, but we'll get to that. When they created the Model Y Performance, they did not want to create the same Model Y Performance previously, whereas very minimal exterior changes and more interior driving dynamic changes. So they put a lot of work into the Model Y Performance. Already what sets it apart is the front. You have a larger front diffuser here. The front lip is completely different. In the front end, it's subtle, but it does the job. When we move on to the side over here, we have the brand new 2.0 Arachnid wheels. They put a lot of design and work into this to make it super aerodynamic and efficient. And of course, because you have the performance version, you do have the red Tesla brake calipers. The beauty with this though is, I personally love the look of them. If you wanted to, you could easily just remove these. Oh my God, they're so hard to remove. And I think it looks bussin'. Now, it's crazy. You have a performance vehicle. You can get summer tires to decrease drag even more, but it comes with some sexy Hankook Ion Evo all-season SUV EV tires. However, the beauty of that is the driving, which I'll talk about in a second. It's still really good. Moving on, you get all blacked out mirror caps now. It's a gloss black. It really sets it apart from the premium models. But other than that, from the side, it's like the exact same vehicle. And then we move to the rear. Now, carbon fiber spoiler. Okay, the trunk's gonna open on me there. Carbon fiber spoiler, but they did make carbon fiber spoiler, but they made it longer this time to decrease drag. And it's all done with a purpose. When you look at this car from the rear, they really wanted the car to look like it's planted to the ground and actually be planted to the ground. You have the all new rear diffuser here in gloss black. It looks good. And of course you have the blue performance badge. And they really wanted to make it look aggressive, make it look wide, have like this fake plastic piece here. Definitely more performance oriented. This is cool. But Franz told me he didn't want to make it feel like you're driving a race car because it still is an SUV. It still is a family vehicle. He wanted to make it look unique and different and sporty, but not overkill. The suspension's completely different too, but it's too technical, so I gotta get out my notes. According to Lars, it has different knuckles, not hand knuckles. Sway bar bushings are different. Adaptive driving that becomes more fun for the driver. And the controller is a new gen controller, different than any Tesla they've ever created. It's not in the Model 3 Performance. The Tesla Model Y is the first ever to have this type of controller, so it adapts better to driving styles, so it can make changes better on the fly. That's super cool. Okay, so now we're gonna drive the Model Y Performance for the very first time. I'm so excited. I got my little Lee bobblehead doll. We're gonna see how the suspension is, if it's more bumpy, less bumpy. That's what we wanna know, right? We're driving a performance vehicle, but does it feel like a performance vehicle? Let's find out. Let's see acceleration test. Does it have that Tesla pep? Tesla pep. We definitely have the Tesla pep. 0 to 60, 3.3 seconds. 510 horsepower. Ooh! Dang. Oh man, now with the normal Model Y, if I was to do that, you're gonna really feel it spin a little bit. But with this one, it's so much fun. But Lars is saying how they did a lot of changes with the drivetrain, so it's firmly planted and it feels good, and he wasn't kidding. It's a very comfortable ride, surprisingly. Break the curves, accelerate through, floor it, punch it. Woo! It is so much fun. And because this is the performance version, you can reduce stability if you want to do some donuts. So now it's on reduced, so it allows you to still have some fun. Woo! Am I back to normal stability assist? Thank God. I ain't trying to die today, team. Woo! Oh man, the drivetrain is amazing. It handles so well. Oh yeah, it just rips it and grips it. Now, I did drive a Porsche Macan EV, and when I drove that, I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm not gonna lie, man, driving the Model Y Performance, I have a similar feeling of just that pure joy. Seats are comfy. Oh my God, the thigh bolsters are insane. There's 3 acceleration modes: chill, standard, and insane. Once we go to chill, I'm pushing on the accelerator, nothing really happens. It's a very chill drive. Like, I push on it and I just kind of have to anticipate the acceleration. Standard is the normal. I could still have a lot of fun on standard, but insane really kicks it up so that the power is just instantly there when you need it. Look at that. Yep. There's 2 options for ride and handling. Standard's for a smoother ride, whereas Sport has a firmer, more controlled ride. Now, I do notice I am feeling a little bit more of the bumps, as in the suspension is definitely firmer on the Performance. It's not a crazy difference. I'm not like Model Y classic suspension where I'm jumping all over the place. Brace yourself. Oh. But I do feel it. I do feel a difference for sure. Now remember, this is with the larger wheels. It's with the 21 inchers. And bigger wheels usually mean a harsher ride because there's less rubber to absorb the bumps. On my Model Y Premium, I have the smaller 19-inch wheels and the ride is noticeably smoother. But I really want to show you the difference, so I took the Model Y Performance and Premium on the same road. Little Lee definitely bobbled more in the Model Y Performance, but that's expected since there's firmer suspension and bigger tires. Barely shaken. The Premium suspension feels good. Regen braking still feels just as good. No difference there. We're gonna do a quick brake test as well. Do the brakes feel better or about the same as the normal Model Y? Oh yeah, brakes feel firm. They feel strong. They feel amazing. Turn test, U-turn test is good. Holy! Oh yeah. Okay, now I understand. So what Franz was saying, he wants someone who gets into the Model Y Performance to have the best car possible. If you want to drive spirited, if you want to have a good time, like on the weekends right now, I want to have a fun time driving through the canyons here. I can do that, no problem. Woo! But Tesla didn't just change the driving dynamics, they changed the one thing that matters most. And underneath here, I can't see. It's a brand new Panasonic battery, completely new, not in any Tesla ever. It offers 4.7% more energy, and it's amazing because this is the first Tesla Model Y Performance ever to reach over 300 miles, 306 miles at 100%, which is awesome. It can still charge at Tesla Superchargers, 250 kilowatts, so you get 144 miles in 15 minutes. But this is the second Tesla in the USA to have this feature. Let's see if we have it. I don't know if we're gonna have it though. Come on, Tesla, did they provide it? Oh my God, it's here. Look at this. It has a standard plug. It's called Vehicle to Load, where you can take this, plug it into your mobile connector, plug it into your Tesla. So it's on. You can see that it's on. It shows on the screen, power share is active. So I could just take, I'm having a bad hair day. I'm so curious if this, oh my God, it works. The Ranger looked at me all funny. I could use this with my Tesla. That's so cool. And don't tell anybody, but Franz and Lars did say that they're working on it to be compatible vehicle to home. So you can power your home with the Tesla Model Y eventually, just like the Tesla Cybertruck. Crazy. And you can even charge another EV. God, I hope this works. I'm just kidding. It's green. So now that my hair is perfect, let's talk about the interior changes. So the second you enter, kind of looks like a normal Tesla Model Y, but there are tons of subtle differences. So one change, the door thing, look, it's a performance badge right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it shines a performance badge on the floor. You still have all this sound dampening, all the felt, you have the dual pane glass. It feels very, very familiar and comfortable, which is great if you're coming from the premium Model Y, but you get a nice new carbon fiber right here, just to prove that's a performance version. The dashboard is also a very subtle carbon fiber look. It's not obvious that it's carbon fiber until you look closer. However, the coolest change are the seats. Driving the Model Y Performance with the new seat bolsters, it just hugs your body. It just cocoons you. It feels great. Not as good as a Porsche Macan EV, but very good. You can already tell the huge difference with the side bolsters here. And because we have the Model Y Performance, you get that performance badge. So very similar to the Model 3 Performance in that aspect. This headrests are completely different. Even the seat stitching on the Model Y Performance is new, it's unique, but it's kind of grippy, so it kind of grips you a little bit better. I think this is what they mean by the micro suede or something, because I feel the grip on here. It is nice. And the first in America, because I know it's in the Model YL in China. This is especially helpful for those tall people out there. Even Franz said so. You have an additional seat control here with, and I love this feature, an extended thigh support. Look at how far this goes out. It's so legit. It adds like an extra 2 inches, and you still have lumbar control, you still have all your seat controls there, and it feels so comfortable, especially if you're on a long road trip. It's so nice. I like it a lot. Everything else is the same. You have the center console area, you have your cup holders, you have storage. Not much real difference between the Model Y premium version. Or so I thought, until the first in America to have the new and updated center screen. It's a solid 16 inches, less bezels, it's QHD, solid 4K, the blacks are blacker, the camera quality is bussin', it's more responsive, it's bright. Like, this is a nice display. But I mean, even though this is a performance-oriented vehicle, it's still a family SUV, but it's still a family vehicle in the back. So getting into the second row, already I saw they still have that carbon fiber piece in the second row too, so they continue the theme. Very nice, very simple. Still very quiet, still comfortable in here. You don't have any back seat pockets because these are the new performance seats. But I still have tons of space. You still have the center screen. You still have all the stuff that kids love. And everything else is pretty much the same. Still automatic reclining. You still got the cup holders here. No real difference there. And it's very, very comfortable. It still feels like a family vehicle. But what does it actually feel like to ride as a passenger? That's a big bump. Yeah, it's very comfortable back here.
Here's what I found.
I definitely feel the stiffer suspension in the back here. So we are on standard suspension. It's a bumpy road, but it's not too bad. And it's very open back here. Because it's a performance vehicle, they definitely stiffened up the suspension. So it is definitely a little bit bumpier. Oh, whoa, the brake test. Nice brakes. But is the storage capacity in the performance model the same? Looks like the trunk is the exact same as the normal Model Y. 76 cubic feet in the front as well. Nothing's changed there. It's good. You get tons of utility, tons of storage space, but you can't have a Tesla without the tech. But with the Model Y Performance, you get a couple of different features. The biggest different features you get is under dynamics. You have insane acceleration, and you also have launch mode available, where if you wanted to, you just put your foot on the brake and the accelerator, and then you can launch the vehicle. Ready to launch? Holy. Handling is still really good too. No track mode, unfortunately, and they did that on purpose. They found that nobody used track mode in the Model Y Performance previously. So they said if you want track mode and you want to go to the track, get a Model 3 Performance. But there's another cool feature. They like to call it donut mode, and hopefully one day they can have donut mode. You still have deceleration, reduce or standard if you wanted to, but now they have a ride and handling for standard and sport. They also have steering weight, light, standard, heavy. So even though you get a performance vehicle, you're able to get a couple extra features that make it a better driving vehicle for driving, but it's still a Tesla. It still has all the tech, it still has all the features. You can still use autopilot. So when you don't want to drive and the kids are super annoying, you're like, shut up! Put on autopilot, boom, done. And this is so awesome. It's like the best of both worlds. Family-friendly vehicle on weekdays when you have to drop off the kids, but performance vehicle on weekends when it's just you and the boys. And I drove 12 miles in this thing, and I was ripping it and gripping it the whole time. You don't believe me? Look at my efficiency. 625.9 watts per mile. Hopefully I can get it to 626. But here's the issue with spending an extra $8,500 on the performance. The Model Y Premium is already a good car. It drives great. You're also left with less miles. 327 on the Model Y Premium versus 306 on the Model Y Performance. Your tires wear faster. Their insurance is probably gonna cost more. But the crazy thing, and probably why I'm gonna get the car myself, is this car is still less than $60,000. Fully loaded. It has amazing performance, amazing handling, but you still have the utility, you still have the interior storage space, so it's very, very practical. And that's what Franz and Lars were telling me. They said they want to make sure the Model Y Performance still stays true to being a family-friendly SUV, but when you want to, and when you want the best car to get you from point A to point B, the Model Y Performance is gonna be there. And I was talking to Franz and I said, hey Franz, in a perfect world, like what would you want in a perfect vehicle? He just wanted a little bit more subtle changes, like the door handles to be the color of the paint. He didn't want to make it so like once you get into a Model Y Performance, you're like in a race car and it's like, look at me, I'm in this cool looking race car. He wanted it to still be a little subtle. And of course, he wanted to keep that brand of Tesla with that simple interior. There are a couple of small tweaks you want to do like on the dashboard and stuff like that, but he told me that it'll be too much. It'll be too much and outside of Tesla's normal range. It was cool. I wish I could record it. So Franz, if you're watching, Lars, if you're watching, I would love to have some sort of interview with you guys. I'm sure all the people out there would want to see it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see something like that. But man, they really put a lot of work into this new Model Y Performance, and I'm pretty excited for it. And Everydaychris approves of it.